Imagine if your watch could warn you of a heart attack before it ever happens, or if your house could call for help if you fell, or if your doctor could monitor and manage your blood pressure medications without you ever even leaving the couch. So today we're diving into IoT. It's called the Internet of Things, and it's helping adults live longer, safer, and more independently into their aging years. Hi, I'm Candy, your longevity nurse. Today, we're going to discuss the benefits, the shortcomings, and how you might be able to incorporate IoT into your healthcare or that of someone you love. So what is IoT? IoT is the Internet of Things. It's a network of connected sensors, documentation software, and devices. So this collects and shares data with providers. It also does remote monitoring, early detection, medication adherence, and even workflow automation. Hospitals, a lot of them, currently use Epic, and they use portals to kind of help share information from patients to providers. One of the biggest improvements lately in the IoT industry is the use of wearables. For instance, a lot of people have a smartwatch. Smartwatches are great for monitoring your heart rate, EKG levels, they're getting better all the time, as well as oxygen sensing and if you have fallen and things like that. There's also sleep monitoring systems that you can get over the counter, and they will help to know if you actually stop breathing for sleep apnea in the middle of the night rather than having to do a full sleep study. Now, these aren't fail-proof, but they're good enough to give you an indication of whether or not you might need to go and get further checked. For instance, I just turned on my sleep apnea section of the watch, and so far I don't see anything, but I don't really think I have it anyway. There are also remote kits. So remote kits might include a blood pressure kit. Smart blood pressure kits will actually take your blood pressure, and then they will relay that information directly to your doctor's office. I have a patient the other day that told me that every time she takes it, she gets a call because her doctor doesn't believe she's taking her medication on time. Well, that's a good indication of the fact that that system is actually working. And what this does is it helps the doctor to know that if she is taking her medication, they need to adjust that dose because it's not necessarily working. There are also glucometers and different weight loss scales that actually relay that information back to the provider. All of these things help to keep you at home so that you don't have to make appointments and doctors don't have to spend that time in the office rushing you through. One of the newer pieces of IoT that we're seeing are home sensors. So these home sensors may include motion sensors, floor sensors, door sensors that open up, pressure mats, and cameras. Fall detection devices, which some watches have. Cars will actually have that now too. If they detect a crash, an automatic signal goes out. This is the same stuff that's starting to infiltrate into the home in order to help keep older adults safe. There's also some new IoT about medication adherence. So there's special pill bottles that when you open them, they alert and mark, on a sensor that it has been opened. So not foolproof, but, better than it has been in the past. Also, there are smart pill dispensers that will actually dispense what pills need to be taken at what time, which really can help with someone with failing memory. In addition to all of that, we already know we have implantables. So you might think of an implantable as a pacemaker or glucose monitors. Those have been out for quite a while, but they are getting very, very sophisticated these days. With the addition of AI, we are now seeing cloud-altering platforms. So what I mean by that is software that aggregates and runs data and notices trends. Trends are the big key in healthcare. I've said it before, like a one-off blood pressure number really doesn't mean much, but trends do. And that's what we look for as nurses when we're taking care of people in the hospital. So if this software program notices a trend in the wrong direction, it will send an alert to the provider to get you in to see what's going on. The benefits of IoT are really, really good. There's been shown to be a reduction in hospital admissions by about 10% and a small reduction in all-cause mortality. The fall detection devices in particular are extremely accurate, and falls tend to be one of the number one reasons why older adults are admitted to hospitals, and also how that leads to mortality rates. In addition to that, there is definitely a better chronic disease management capability. If your doctor is seeing the results in real time or can notice the trends through a computer system, it's more likely that they will not call you in if you don't need to be, or get you in and change things up if things are not going in the right direction for you. The limitations and possible harm from IoT stems primarily from cybersecurity issues. Healthcare is a top target for data breaches, and false alarms can also be an issue. So if the system is constantly alerting you, what happens then is called alarm fatigue. So you just don't even hear it. I know as a nurse on the floor, after a while, all of those pumps beeping and all the call lights beeping, you almost go deaf to it. It's really, really hard. So another thing is that the usability and the access to this could be a barrier for older adults. We're talking about the cost, which a lot of these devices are not very cost friendly. The digital literacy, we're talking older adults who didn't grow up in the digital age. And also connectivity, if they don't have a good broadband service, then it's not going to work. Data quality and the integration is finally something that could need improvement and probably will improve over the next several years. I personally find IoT very exciting. And for older adults, as I get older and as my husband gets older, it provides us more independence so that we can age in place. So that means we can age in our home. We don't have to rely on family as much, and we can go about and do our business without having to worry about being close to a hospital or close to our doctors and things like that. The passive monitoring, the fall detection, med reminders, all of these things are very helpful, especially as we age and our memory starts to decline. So if you're interested in including any of the IoT devices into your healthcare program, make sure that you start simple. Keep data sharing limited and choose devices that are user-friendly. The bottom line is, research shows that there are real benefits and promises to these devices. However, there are risks as well, especially when it comes to device sharing and information sharing, medical information. These devices are getting better and better all the time. They're improving health outcomes and reducing hospitalizations, which in the long run, this will absolutely help adults to stay safer and more independent at home. If you're interested in IoT devices, I've got a quick little checklist in the description below that kind of helps you to decide which items might be worth it for you to incorporate into your lifestyle. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, like and subscribe. Have a great day.